Hi, everybody.
I am so excited. Okada,
You are.
I hope that you are not reluctantly, but forced to agree that it's heckin' amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't give any swearing away for free now. So,
Nope,
yes,
gotta pay for that stuff.
the reason that Dana is so excited, everybody, in case you don't know, is because
Ah!
uh, tonight we are starting a brand new series for Dana's half of the show. We have completed our watch through of Hilda,
So long,
and
farewell to Hilda. Say goodbye.
nice. I think
But
if
I'm
you add
thinking
up
I
the
haven't actually read North and South. I've read after I watched North and South. I watched Cranston, and then there was another one that's like a series of vignettes. But I haven't actually read North and South. Anyway,
I think if you add up the total running time of all the episodes of Hilda, it's still not as long as The Sound of Music just by itself. But anyway, um,
the
I so we're watching North and South, the
British one, ER
BBC
Mixon.
version. Yes, the British one. Yes, the
Yes.
BBC North and South starring Richard Armitage, not the American North and South from the '80s starring Patrick Swayze. That's my North and South. This is Dana's North and South that she is sharing with
And
me
you have
and with all of
decided
us.
not to watch your North and South instead of DS9. You would rather watch DS9
Yes, because otherwise the title Trek Reluctantly would make no sense. And also it
at
would
all.
mean that it would mean that it would take us even longer to get through Deep Space Nine, even with me skipping
Because,
9
of
or 10
course, we'd go
episodes a
back to it.
season
Because it could have made sense if you were giving up Trek. It would be reluctantly.
reluctantly. Although
Ah,
I don't know how reluctantly it would be because I do love me some Patrick Swayze.
no, come on. All right, then I'll offer you a choice.
Oh
Would you
God.
rather stop watching DS9 and we can watch the Patrick Swayze North and South instead?
Oh no, I'd rather watch Deep Space Nine, but
See, there you go.
I'm just saying if we did watch that North and South instead, it wouldn't be reluctant because I really like that. It's some of the great quality cheese of my
No, but you
childhood.
would be giving
But
up Trek reluctantly.
yes, okay, sure. But anyway,
That's
so
that's how that works.
tonight we are watching episode 1 of the British North and South from 2004. If you do not happen to have a copy of it or subscribe to BritBox, which is where I know of that it is streaming, here's a little hint. If you Google North and South UK Daily Motion, the first result is the version that we are going to be watching. So
Now the catch is doesn't Daily Motion have ads?
Daily Motion does have ads. And so if you want to make sure that you are not interrupted by like an inline ad while you're watching it, then I would recommend having not just any ad blocker, but there's a particular ad blocker called Ad Lock that you can find if you're in your browser's extension store. It's not Ad Block, but Ad Lock because that is an ad blocker that Daily Motion's website does not detect. So you can watch it without having to watch ads and it will not because if you use just the I usually use just ad blocker or ad block I think it's called, but Daily Motion can tell when you're using that and it'll give you a pop-up and say please disable your ad blocker before watching. But and
Okada, that is
honestly
correct.
I'm usually like I don't usually encourage people to block ads, but for the purpose of this because we all need to be synced up, I feel like it's really the only option. So but yes, and yes, it is
That
only four
or have
episodes,
me
Volcata.
forget to tell you, oh yeah, there's an ad here. Well, I'm
Yeah,
just
and
like,
then having to pause and sync back up. It's better if
yeah,
we can just start
do
at the
it.
same time, watch it through to the end, not have any interruptions. I mean, there is going to be the time code up at the top like always, but that's more for people who like come in late or suffer some kind of
Suckers.
catastrophe where they have to,
Catastrophic failure.
yeah. So, but anyway, so that's what's coming up. We're going to watch the first episode of North and South, and then of course after that we'll play Wordle like we always do.
Woo-hoo. Now, I would
But
suggest that we
first, yeah,
kind of we get moving a little more quickly than usual
because yeah,
because these are a little longer.
the episode is about 10 minutes longer than a typical Deep Space Nine episode. So
All right,
real quick, how are you doing? You had a busy day today.
I had a full day and it was nice. I didn't I wasn't planning to be out and about until a little bit before noon because I had a class at the Y at noon. I've been the my local YMCA offers a trial membership for CrossFit. So I've been trying for 1 week. And this week I'm on fall break. and most of their classes, like the ones that they have every day, are at noon. So I can't typically do this. They also apparently have 5 a.m. ones, I think Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then Monday and Wednesday, they have like 6 p.m. ones. And then there's also a class on Saturday. So I was just like, noon every day. And then I'll take the Saturday class. That'll knock that out and I'll see how I like it. So that was there. And then I went for a walk. And then I took the recycling to the recycling center. And then I went to my dad's church and played pickleball with him for a little bit. And then I came home, attempted to take a nap, that didn't work. Oh, also showered first, then attempted to take a nap, and then got ready for this. Ta-da! But since I also like did laundry and folded laundry and put the laundry away this morning before I went out and about, so it's been quite full.
Yes, indeed.
It's been a nice day.
255 AD. I'm gonna let that slide. I mean, I know you said a waxwork of an attractive person, so I feel like it's not quite an insult. But if I would caution everybody to just
maybe he's a cryptid.
Just what, Patrick Swayze?
I don't know.
Just, I mean, first of all, and let's not confuse anybody who came in. We're not watching the Patrick Swayze North and South. We're watching the British North and South from 2004. But since Patrick Swayze was brought
with
up
Richard Armitage,
with Richard Armitage,
don't get me wrong.
I guess is
Patrick
also
Swayze is perfectly attractive and fine and nice, but
yes,
Lord above.
Yes. Has Richard Armitage ever done a show or a film where he is performing Tai Chi while wearing a pair of sweatpants?
I don't know, but I'd watch it. Has Patrick Swayze ever performed a TV show or movie in which he wears tight black leather top and bottom and guy liner?
I don't know about the guy liner and the leather. I wouldn't bet against Swayze having worn an outfit like that at some point. I can't remember any specific instance.
But it's the guy liner on top of that. Just
has Richard Armitage ever recorded a song for the soundtrack of a movie he also was the star of?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't happen for The Hobbit.
Was he in The Hobbit? One of the new ones?
Yeah.
I didn't see any of them. I
okay, well then, yeah, but like the Hobbit, I will say they have the Misty Mountain song is pretty cool. And
good for Richard Armitage for picking up a paycheck for that, I guess.
He gets to be very fluffy for that one, just like.
Oh, he's one of the what are the
dwarves?
The dwarves
he's the like the king dwarf.
Ooh.
It's not one of his better roles, but I mean, it's The Hobbit. It's not one of the better roles for any of them.
Like I said, and my attitude toward this sort of thing as I have gotten older is when I see an actor, and we actually talked about this. Jason and I talked about this when on one of the in the uncut portion of a recent late seating when I was talking about how I watched the movie Morbius, and in Morbius, one of the actors in Morbius is Jared Harris, who is one of my favorite actors in the world. He's brilliant in everything he does, and I love him. And I was like, my first instinct was, oh no, Jared Harris is in Morbius. But then I sort of pull back from that reaction and say he picked up a paycheck. He got paid. Yeah, he got paid to be in Morbius. Good for him. And
so the other thing is, like, the quality of a movie when it comes out is not necessarily related to the actor's experience.
Of course, if you're just an actor, yeah, you have little, you have very little control.
The dialogue can be incredibly clunky, and you're just like, oh. But especially if you have good like scene mates, then it almost doesn't matter. Like, you can have fun playing with painful dialogue just because you have a good partner.
Sure.
Azalea Jane, I'm so glad to hear that. May you never suffer a stroke.
Azalea Jane, they make everybody smile. That's the nice thing about them. It's universal.
No wires for this girl.
255 AD. Ghost, actually, as big of a mark as I am for Patrick Swayze, Ghost is not really a favorite. Ghost is really the only like really famous Patrick Swayze movie that I don't really like. All of the
Hmm.
other ones I at least find some value in, or I can watch them, as like sort of so bad they're good kind of things. But Ghost, it's just I watch Ghost and I think this got nominated for Best Picture. Like,
So you think that, and I just don't think that.
because you don't
I'm
know.
just nope. Or maybe I did
Yeah,
at some
no.
point and I
Ghost, I
forgot.
mean, yeah.
I'm
I
so
think
good at that.
Ghost is watchable. Ghost is like if I Ghost is one of those movies if you're watching it with someone else who sees it the same way you do and you can like bounce off of each other and make fun of it. It's a great watch, but just as a movie, I don't think it's a very good movie. I'd
Well, we're
rather
making
watch
it is.
if we're going for Patrick Swayze movies, I'd rather watch
And
like Roadhouse or um, Dirty Dancing or Next of Kin. Or Point Break, obviously Point Break. Point Break, you get Swayze and Keanu Reeves. I mean, how you know?
so finish that
255.
sentence. Finish that sentence. I dare you.
What?
Point. You got Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves,
And Keanu Reeves. You can't
and
beat
you were
that.
going to say,
And
and you were going to say something else.
what was I going to say? I can't remember. Was I? Did you? What did
What
you
are you
think I was
gonna?
going to say?
How could anything possibly be better than that?
How could
No, that's a little
anything
over the top.
possibly be better than? I don't hate Whoopi
We're about
Goldberg,
to
John.
find out, folks.
Yes. And 25580, I don't believe we have done Ghost on late seating. We have done. It's criminal how few Patrick Swayze movies we have done on late seating. You can tell that I don't pick the movies because we would have depleted. I think actually we've done Roadhouse and we've done Dirty Dancing. I think those are the only Patrick Swayze movies we've done on late seating. Now those are two of the big three because the other one would be Point Break. But so we've done 2/3 of the classic Swayze trilogy.
The
But
triad.
yes, the Swayze triad. Well, I like that better. We've done 2/3 of the Swayze triad. But yeah.
So, Steve, you asked me about my day, but now I get to
Yes.
say, Steve, how was your day?
My day was wonderful. I went for a walk. The weather has been nice, so I've gotten to go for a walk every morning for my cardio this week, instead of doing the exercise bike, which has been a nice change of pace.
Although, alas, today you went a little later.
That's true. Yes. So they're in the park near my house where I take my morning walks. I have noticed over the last couple of weeks that there. Of course, it's especially with this time of year, squirrels are everywhere. Like when it turns autumn and they're I guess they're packing up for the winter. So you see squirrels all over the place. They're incredibly active, and there's one squirrel in particular in the park that I've seen several times who is a black squirrel. And that's really cool because he's the first black squirrel I've ever actually seen in person. Almost all the squirrels around here are gray. A few of them are brown, but not many. But I have never seen a black squirrel before until this one. And I've seen him a few times now. And he seems to be an early bird. Like he doesn't, but I got to the park this morning around, I set out on my walk around 7:30. And by the time I got to the park, he was, he was nowhere in sight. So he had already taken care of
Done
whatever his business was
for the
and
day.
gone
He'd
back
done
to
his
the
work for the
trees.
day and he was gone back home
Yeah,
to, I don't know, watch North and South.
to his nest. Yeah. So yeah, but I didn't get to see my black squirrel this morning, but otherwise it was a lovely lovely walk, and it's been a nice day just in general. So,
I'm so
shall
glad.
we? Speaking of North and South,
Let's.
shall we get this party started?
Yes, please.
All right. So once again, everybody, Dana and I will be watching a copy of it that is available. Yes, exactly. Oh, now they have black squirrels. Oh, sure, I guess taking a job from a good gray squirrel. Um, So anyway, Dana and I will be watching it on Daily Motion. Like I said, if you Google North and South UK Daily Motion, you can find it'll be the top result, the one that we're watching. I know it's also streaming on BritBox, and I'm sure a few of you have your own copies of it on DVD or whatever. So make sure that you are paused at 0 at the very beginning of episode 1. Dana, are you ready?
I am so heckin' ready.
All right. Then I will count us in from three. I'll do three, two, one, play. We all hit play, on play, and we will watch the first episode of the BBC's North and South. All right, here we go. Three, two, one, play.
Pizza. Brendan Coyle is awesome in this.
Get to find out what happens before she was on the train. I was wondering.
Drama Dork, this score is amazing. Boy, that opium kicked in hard. I've often wondered, like, because they travel with like next to nothing.
Yeah.
Like, he's come to
Two cases.
stay. Yeah, and he's got like a valise, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I guess everybody stinks anyway.
Hence the need for the flowers.
Exactly. It's like, who's going to notice? Read the room, dude.
I love that she doesn't accuse him, but she doesn't let him off the hook. I am sorry
Right.
if
Yeah.
you have been mistaken in my affections. She
Yeah.
doesn't apologize for having led him on. And she says, she's not sorry for what she said.
Maybe if he had a taller hat.
Oh, those Brits and they hats.
Yeah. I feel good
No,
about
I think
this.
she was overcome by the vapors earlier. She's not a vapory kind. Her mom is. Oh my goodness gracious. Her mother is very delicate.
It's only 10 miles away, Mother.
Pretty much, I mean, a little bit more than that, but not
Yeah.
much.
I can't believe we're expected to survive in a slightly different region of the same country.
God, I can't wait for you to meet Fanny. Oh my God, she's my favorite thing in the whole world. I love just how assertive and confident and capable she is. Like she is confident, but she's not. I mean, she's just she knows what she can do. She's not overconfident.
Yeah. And it's presented as like no big deal. Like they're not trying to like make a point of it.
But it should have been. She is a woman a young woman engaging in business. Like,
Yeah.
and we see some of this in a little bit, but it's just, but to her, it's just like this is how I do things, and her dad's okay
Yeah.
with it, and I love that.
Yeah.
255 AD. We'll find out in a little bit. There is something that has happened,
There
but
are unanswered
it'll come through.
questions.
Mm.
Have to do that thing I always used to do with my mom. Just watch.
But no, you didn't miss something. There you go, former clergyman.
Yeah.
His face.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Well, I never.
A woman on the public stage. Wait, no, wrong movie. John Burns, you say steal, but there's also a bit of entitlement there. You know, if you speak with confidence and move as though you know exactly what you're doing, people
Yeah.
will often go with it, or it'll blow up in your face. Drama Dork, that is amazing. It's so good.
Radical bacon needs more child labor.
Radical bacon, just wait.
Yeah. I like this guy. Are you as turned on as I am? Yeah, that's right.
Vocata, no. When he doesn't burn.
Yeah, I don't think it's a black lung situation. Everything does, Radical Bacon. Everything does.
Um, 255 AD, you'll also see the children are not looking, completely starved, which is not accurate. But I mean, the same is true of any production of Oliver.
Yeah.
Without question, out loud. And here we go. Frederick, remember Frederick? Our source of income.
You know, I gotta say, I was with mom up until that last little bit.
What about the people wanting money?
About the people, about, yeah, like, oh, the people around here are garbage. Up until then, I thought, yeah, I'm completely on her side. Like, you uprooted our family for this shit? Well, you think you're Sir Thomas More or something?
But at the same thing, I like that it's both. She's not completely right or completely
Yeah, oh,
wrong.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
yeah. And not he's definitely trying to discourage his smoking habit in the cotton mill. And it's not out of love per se, it's out of freaking terror.
Are those the
I mean,
Joker steps or the Exorcist steps?
they're the better steps. Day's over. We're going home.
Out of the way.
And I love the contrast between I love the outfits. They're not like, but they show so much. Like her cousin's very delicate little outfit, and hers is very practical, but it's still obviously nicer than the
Yeah.
clothes of the workers in Milton.
Yeah.
Oh, Inti Grand. Like, do we clap?
Yeah, come back anytime.
Drum and George, that's awesome. Like, we're done. Is that with the audience? Phil Conde, yep, that's a meet cute if I ever saw one.
Yeah.
While the weather holds. Ah, Britain.
255 AD, I think it's just showing his point of view. I don't think it's necessarily taking one side or the other.
I think he admits that he has a temper. The show is justifying the firing of the worker, I think, but it's not justifying the beating of the man. In the book, he beats him like until he's unconscious, and it's definitely presented as like,
Excessive.
this is not it's excessive. It's not supposed to be
Yeah.
a good thing, but at the same time, like I said with the mother, it's complicated. It's not that it's not that he's complete. He has reasons. He has good reasons for what he did, but he goes
He
too
has a reason
far.
to be upset. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, I love this. And she's just like, Drama
Thank
Dark. I will go back because I remember um reading about that scene. I'll have to go back and look. Oh, here we go.
Oh, is this your favorite character?
Her little wiggle. Oh God, I love Phoebe. Just look, just the everything that's not said. Oh. Do you remember the name Frederick?
I remember you saying to remember it. Is that her son?
God, they're all so good.
Radical Bacon, that's the other North and South. We're not watching that one.
Dirty, sooty town. It's gonna take so very long to leave it.
I see what
Just
you mean.
the side eye, and just the mom's pride in her son and his. I love Sinead Cusack. She's so amazing. I love them. And also the bright colors on her dress, Vilcata. No, it's deliberate because they're not lords. They are workers, and you'll also hear it in Richard Thornton, the way he's talking differently here than he did when we first met him, and he was yelling at the man. The way his accent changes, it gets it broader when he's upset. It's so amazing. He does such a good job. Like when he first met her, he said, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" I mean, very broad, very unrefined. It becomes more managerial and more mercantile, really, because I mean, it's an industrial town. It's I will help. You'll do as I say.
Yeah, well, that's I mean that's the best arrangement.
They convey so much with what's not said. Like there, she digs into her reticule, and the other woman repeats, "Bessie's just around the corner." Mm. Yeah, that line. Oh gosh, for you it'll take a couple of years. In your case, forgot about this.
255 AD, yeah.
Marshall, we're watching a show. It's lovely.
John, we have no plans to watch The Winds of War, no.
I don't know what you mean by vignette effects, Milkata, so Steve maybe can answer that.
The dark around the edges of the shot.
Maybe I think that's just the shadows and the darkness of Milton.
Yeah, yeah. But now that you mention it, I'll look for it, but I didn't notice.
Marshall, no, this is
Mar-
the BBC version with Richard Armitage. Ha! Oh, look at that little half smile. Oh. I love that. On behalf of Milton Taste, I'm glad we've almost passed muster. Just, oh, she tries. She's
No, John, I can see a little bit of a resemblance. Similar profile.
255 AD to some degree, yes. But at the same time, it's also important to remember that these are through it's what they say. He is thinking, Thornton is thinking of his past and the challenges that he faced. But since then, his business ventures, he has, he has not speculated wildly as his father did. We also saw that, the other businessmen sort of ribbing him about it, that he won't speculate. He's, very attached to the mill, but he's worked hard to build what he has. But at the same time, if he had not had success in his investments, which requires risk and, good fortune, then he wouldn't he wouldn't be able to manage the mill. So it's, again, it's I like the layering and the complications. Oh, he's so young. Yeah, yeah. Boucher, they mentioned him earlier. He doesn't have an answer. So that's Boucher. And don't forget, we also saw the guy coming in at the back who doesn't work at the mill anymore. The guy with the pipe. Yes, John Burns, exactly.
Oh, snap.
They don't they apparently have the right to assemble. I mean, there's no legal action against the men for that meeting. So I'm really not sure.
The end.
Oh, but I could just sit here and listen to the score. God, it's
The
so good.
score is lovely. The score is really lovely.
Wait, keep going.
I already paused it.
Okay, fine. But yeah,
that
oh God, I love the score so much. Yes, Dromedor gets such a great line to end on. I believe I've seen hell and it's white. It's Snow White.
It's a good line, but it's a little overwrought for my taste. It's like, I memean, things don't seem that bad in that town. I mean, I guess from her perspective, because she's not used
Exactly.
to a working class thing, but like it makes her seem like, and I'm sure that's part of the point. Maybe that's part of her character
Out of
arc, but like
touch.
it seems like it really hell really. I mean, it seems rough, and I'm sure I wouldn't want to work in one of those factories, but I mean, it's not that.
Well, I mean,
It's not that bad.
it's Maslow's hierarchy. She's been working. She's you know she's not had to think about her material needs or her security or anything like that. She's had a sense of belonging. She's been living at the level of self-actualization, like really high on the
Mhm.
pyramid. And this isn't as bad as it can get. It's really not. But these people are focused on material needs and basic security, which is a significantly lower level of meeting their needs. And like she said, they're not really interested in, and we saw that in Mr. Hale's lectures. I mean, nobody's interested. It is interesting to me that they come despite the fact that they choose to be there, despite the fact that they sleep through his lectures. That is really interesting to me as
Yeah.
a teacher. Like, yeah, and the kid, she walks by in the workers' quarters, you know, she's not afraid of you. She cries because she's hungry. And it's normal, and she's, but they're also all very proud and, not
Right.
willing to just accept charity from this, comfortable southerner. So,
I will say I was very happy to see them introduce the union angle at near the end there, and then also with like the guy who got fired coming in and trying to be like a snitch.
mhm.
Like, I'm glad that that came in because up until that point, I was just kind of like, okay, it's
Yeah.
British people in the 1800s doing like it's this to full disclosure, this kind of thing is not really something that I am naturally attracted to. Like I never watched what was it, Downton Abbey. I can't fathom giving a shit about that. But and I've never been
This
like a
strike
big Jane Austen person, but when they bring in, now, oh, there's the workers are starting to think about unionizing, and there's a guy who has like, who got kicked out of the factory and now he's trying to use the union, to play both sides, and and
and
what
of course
kind of
Boucher's angle comes back. He says, I've got, my wife's sick. We have 6 kids.
it's a good point.
I can't feed them on union pay. So this makes me think that unions have been around, like unions existed prior to this, because he knows
Right.
about strike pay. And
Yeah.
that's just left
Yeah.
hanging. The,
Yeah.
the the guy who's trying to get them organized can't. He's like,
Yeah.
well, I just want us, when we come out, we're going to be together. And I'm like, you don't have a plan for how you're going to
Well, yeah.
help people. And it's so relevant now. I mean, because in the last
Yeah.
couple of years, we've seen a huge uptick in union activity, and those are
Well,
some of the issues that people face.
and that was, I mean, I think I didn't say it while we were watching it, but in my head when Higgins is like leading the union meeting or the proto union meeting,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, thank God, finally somebody to root for, because I was not like, I mean, like the Thornton character seems potentially interesting. I mean, and the performances are all fine, but I'm not really invested in any of those. I don't care about those rich people. I'm not invested in Margaret or her father, or I mean, I think her father's kind of a dipshit for,
Yeah,
leaving his job over something minor. But again, I think he's sort of supposed to be like, I feel like, we're not meant. I'm not super. I don't really care what happens to anybody
he's
at this point.
he's a
Um,
better version of Mr. Bennett in Pride and Prejudice.
well, see, and I mean, that's not really my thing either.
I know, but you edited the videos that I
I
did
did.
about Pride and
I know. I
Prejudice.
mean, I
So like
know
you
about
know
the
who the
book
character
from
is,
you.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
like he didn't. So the premise of the story is 5 daughters, and when he dies, the estate goes to somebody else. And they'll
Right. So
have
they,
next to
yeah.
nothing. All they will have is the mother's inheritance to live on for her and 5 daughters if they're not married by that point.
Yeah.
And whatever grace they can get out of the new heir. And which also I think is the premise in Downton Abbey, because they had 2 sons and both of them died for.
I mean, how many how many works of British literature and film and television have basically just been that story? Rich people who are worried they won't be rich someday, and and their various trials and travails to stay rich.
So to provide for themselves in a way that they are capable of doing, as we see, Margaret is willing to help out the woman who is now their housekeeper, who started out as a lady's maid. She's not actually supposed. She was not originally hired as their housekeeper. She's the individual maid to the mother. That's it. That's all.
Right.
And so now she's taking on all of these extra duties, pretty much out of charity. Like there ain't no way she's getting a raise.
Right.
And so
And
Margaret,
out of loyalty to the family, like,
yes, well, and out
yeah.
of we'll see more about it later, but out of she really honestly loves her employer, and it's a complicated relationship because it's not quite like a sister. It's really interesting. We see more. There's a little anecdote that she shares about how they met, and why she is so loyal to her. But also Margaret offers to help her, and that's why she's so tired when they're discussing the
Right.
philosophy, because she's been staying up ironing, and like she says to her dad, ironing the curtains so that Mr. Thornton would feel like a welcome guest, and she's been doing servant's work. But at the same time, Dixon has had to teach her how to do those things,
Right.
and that's again more work for her. And no, Drum Dork, there were two sons. I'm pretty confident about that. But at any rate, but the dad in Pride and Prejudice, like he could have made, like he could have used the income from his estate to make investments and then provide for his daughters, but he didn't. And so, I mean, with Mr. Hale, we see, that he leaves his position. He's overconfident in that he will still be able to provide. He goes up to Milton, not thinking about the fact that this socialite woman that he has married, because they married for love, that he's taking her. I mean, it was already a step down for her to marry a parson,
A clergyman. Yeah.
But they married for love, and they had a comfortable income and a little cottage. And then they had to leave that because he said that he couldn't reaffirm his belief in the Book of Common Prayer. And she's like, I thought you lost your faith. I thought you didn't believe in God anymore, and that you couldn't lead other people in worship because you didn't believe in God. And you're just saying you don't necessarily believe these prayers. Like, it's not even the Bible.
Right.
That's it. And she's like, you're kidding me.
That's why I said I was completely on her side until she started shit talking the people in the town. And then I was like, oh, okay, you kind of lost me there. But like, I mean, her anger at him, and not just anger, but like dismay, like, this is why we left?
Like, are you kidding
you
me?
fucking asshole. Like,
255 AD, not beyond that. We don't find out more than that. We don't find out what the sticking point was. Although I think also when he talks about I think it's telling the way he says, he's 20 years my junior, and he's 20 years our junior, and he's ordering us about. There's a bit of pride there as well.
Like a bit of pride. Yeah. Who is this guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
We see a lot of that from the characters. Their pride, what they are proud of is a big part of who they are. We see this pretty much with everybody, honestly. Like Bessie, a basket. What do we want with a basket? We've little enough to put in it. She's like not wanting to accept what is meant as, I'm coming to, essentially a hostess gift. Like, she doesn't mean it as charity. She means, I'm coming to visit you. I'm bringing something when I come to visit. You know what I mean? But it seems like charity because she's more well off than they are. So it comes across that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 28580, maybe not. I don't know. I think him like completely losing his faith would be a more understandable reason for doing what he did, but at the same time, it probably wouldn't be as dramatically compelling. As in terms of story, I like the idea that he's a dipshit who uprooted his family and took him to a completely different part of the country for what I would consider, and I think what most people would consider, is an incredibly flimsy reason that speaks more to his own
pride,
ego and pride than what's best for his family. So, I mean, I think dramatically it's better to have him have a worse reason. You know what I mean? And also,
and Philip, he's got a.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish up. Oh, wait.
I was just going to say, I'm not sure how much of the story is going to hinge on how much sympathy I have for the dad. Like,
it is pretty clear that she's closer to her dad than she is to her mom. I think that comes through even in this. Um, and John Burns, it's already 4 episodes long. I think some of that might have come in, at this point, it's moot. They're already living somewhere else.
What's done
He's
is done.
already,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not,
They're not going back.
Um, but yeah, I like the way that they're all proud in different ways, and just the prickling between them, like that tea with the two moms and the two daughters, like that was just so understated, and it's all done through just the way they look at each other. And like when Fanny and no, not Daniela, that's the actress's name. Main character,
Margaret.
Margaret, thank you. I'm like, Daniela, no, that's the actress. When Fanny and Margaret, when Margaret's like, oh yes, we lived in London with my cousin, she's like, I want to go there. They have this almost connection. And then
Right.
she's like, I haven't actually, I want to go because I read the book of the Alhambra. And she's like, have you read it? And no, I haven't read that book. And then it's like the moment
Never mind.
passes, and the little mother, the Margaret's mother, tries to, compliment the other woman on her needlework. And, she immediately uses that as an opportunity to talk up her town. And, that comes across as, bristling, and they sort of push back against each other. You had this comfortable, lazy life in the South, and we're more industrious in the North, and they're proud of that industry and what they accomplish. And the Southerners, who are more pastoral, see it as like you're just chasing money, and there's more to life than money. And they're like, yes, but money gets you those more to life things that are more than money. Like, money provides you the opportunity to sit back and have time with your family and friends. Money provides you the opportunity to look at works of art and listen to music, and taste different kinds of food. All of that comes from money. Like, and
Right.
it's just so, I love the back and forth. It's so great.
I think it looks great. I think the music is great. I like the performances.
Yeah,
That's where I'm
I
at with
bristled a
that's
bit
where
when
I'm
you
at with
said
it.
the performances were fine. I was like,
I think you are more impressed by the performances than I am. I don't see anything wrong with them. I think the performances are very strong, but nothing jumps out at me as like extraordinary. I think everybody's doing a good job.
it
But
wasn't it
that's,
wasn't
I mean,
I like the way that Armitage, I am impressed by the way. And I don't know, maybe it's a movie,
a
it's
mini
filmed,
series.
so they
Yeah,
can take multiple takes. But I
sure.
love the way that his accent changes depending on how in control of himself he is. I love that. And I'm just like, I
Yeah,
don't know that I could do that. And I find it, you know, uh, that's a level of skill that I can see, and it impresses me. It's not something that I'm not, that like, is they're so good at it that you don't notice sometimes. Um,
yeah.
John
So
Burns, enjoy your dinner, and yes, we've talked about Wordle, so
shall we play Wordle?
let's play Wordle.
Let's play Wordle. So everybody, if you have not joined us for Wordle before, the way this works is we're going to play today's Wordle. And neither Dana nor myself have played it. And Dana is not actually seeing the Wordle board. She is just
What?
operating through my
I'm just
description.
making it up as I go.
That's right. So if you have not played today's Wordle and you want to play along with us, we welcome guesses and stuff to be thrown into the chat. But if you have
Please.
solved today's Wordle and you know the answer,
Also,
um,
please,
please do not
no
give it
spoilers
away.
for that.
And yes, John, thank you for your super chats. I did see them. I just didn't see any way to work them into what we were talking about.
And as far as blue collar,
but thank you very
if
much.
you follow EdChats, the most recent one I see is blue collar existing in the U.S. If you follow education conversations on social media, yes, there's always every so often it comes up, schools need to, make sure that students know about the trades and don't just always push college. Yes, we do push, we don't push trades, but we do offer information about trades, and we offer courses in career, to let students, not extracurriculars. What's it called?
Electives.
Electives. Thank you. I was stuck on extracurriculars. Electives that allow students to learn about different types of trades. So our school offers dental hygiene, agriculture, public safety, construction. This end of the building. There's one at this end of the building. Computer science, health occupations.
Okay, well, okay, you don't
Anyway,
need to run through every single
class
that
yes,
you offer,
but yeah, there's lots of conversation about that. Boop.
Yeah. Okay. Wordle.
Radical Bacon says it's good. I'm a little bit nervous.
Oh, does that mean it?
I don't know. Yes, okay. I don't know. Maybe it's really easy.
So, hang on a second.
Maybe it is hard.
I don't know how that happened, but I have the wrong window
selected
for Wordle. There it is. Sorry about that. Okay, so your first starter word, heart. Heart.
Yes.
Let's see what
John Bernstein suggested that for Saturday 6, and I nixed it. We'll talk about that more on Saturday.
Okay, heart gives us nothing.
Well, I guess go to Lions then.
So, second starter word.
Maybe it is Lions.
Lions.
Is it Lions? Is it Lions?
No, it's not Lions, but we do get an I, an O, and an N, although none of them are in the proper place.
Well, obviously it's not noise, although that could be the NOI.
Yeah, so what we have is an I, an O, and an N somewhere, but not in those places. No H, no E, no A, no R, no T, no L, and no S.
Well, I'm going to guess N-O. N-O something I something, or N-O-I. Because something N is not as common as N something. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking
N
I would agree with that. Rather than as the last one. Although it could be something O something N I something. Right?
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
I'm thinking! Radical Bacon, don't tell me! Ah, sweet Mary. Okay. And it can't be point because we ruled out the T. And also the N would be in the wrong place.
Correct.
Oh, man. All right. So let's think ending clusters. It can't have an H.
Right.
So what are, ending clusters? ST. Nope. RN. Nope.
Yeah, can't be an R.
CH. Nope. Mother of pearl. Lordy.
It's a tough one.
I know. Onion could work.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, onion could work.
I am somewhat loath to that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of doubles. Try it?
Because if it's not right, then we lose a turn and we don't really learn anything.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we might learn about placement because it moves some things around.
That's true.
A lot.
That's true.
See, that's a phonics phrase. Onion and inbox are both really good ones.
Inbox, yeah. Yeah, inbox could work. And inbox
let's go with inbox because it also
has some fresh letters.
Move some things around and add some fresh letters. Let's go with inbox first.
Inbox. 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 Well, it doesn't give us any more letters, but we know that the I is the first letter.
Okay.
So it is.
Yeah, oh, Lord. And none of the other letters are in the right place.
No B, no X, and the N and the O are still in the wrong place. But the I is the first letter. So
Hmm.
the O has to be either the second or the last letter. And the N has to be either the third or the last letter.
IO. Gosh. I'm thinking, oh, I can't think of any words that start with IO. So I'm thinking that means the O should probably be at the end.
Yeah.
Ionic?
It could be ionic. I don't think we haven't used a C. And the N could be
Right.
the third. The N could be the third letter. It could be ionic.
And the O could be the second letter.
Yeah, there would be, and there would just be two I's because we haven't. It would be
Mm-hmm.
IONIC, and we haven't tried an I in that fourth position. So there could be an I there as well as the first letter. I think that's actually a kind of a good guess. Ionic.
I say let's go for it.
You want to try that?
Yep.
Ionic. IONIC. That's it.
Yes! Thank
Ionic.
you,
That's
Volcano.
it.
That's great. It would I might have been able to come with that up with that, but that would have taken me a little while. And then some.
That was it. That was awesome.
I'm really pleased with us. That was,
Yeah, that was a good one because it's not the most obvious word. You know, it took some thinking to get through. Isn't
Snake
that
McCat, thank
ionic?
you.
Yeah.
Don't you
Yeah.
think?
Here's a question. Is rain
Uh-huh.
on your wedding day more ionic or more ironic? Because I don't think it's either one of those things, but is it closer to one or the other?
Um,
This is a music appreciation question.
I would say it's more ironic.
You think so?
Yeah, honestly, I think rain on the wedding day is actually ironic. It's situationally ironic because when you like that's why weddings in June are so popular because June is actually less rainy. You're not in spring and you're not, you get summer thunder showers, but people tend to avoid that 3 o'clock time slot for exactly that reason.
Okay.
Oh, Philip, isn't it so nice? You're like, you're up to the, Philip, I'm curious, do you
Oh,
get stressed when you like, you're working and you're like, I got one more guess. Oh God, is this going to work? Is it going to work? And then you get it. No.
yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So Snake McCat, yes, it's ironic because irony is when you expect one thing and you get another. Like that's situational irony. So without setting up an expectation, it's not irony, it's just a surprise. But like most people plan their weddings. Not all, but most people plan their weddings. And they specifically choose a time of year that the times of year tend to be more popular based on weather patterns. So they plan for that. So it's a little bit ironic because obviously weather patterns can't be controlled. But yeah, it's inconvenient and it's ironic.
Yeah. It depends on what you mean by ironic. Like, and it's not strongly ironic enough to be
Yeah.
like the ending of a Twilight Zone episode,
Mm-hmm.
but the way you describe it is situational irony. Yeah, I mean,
Situational irony. Yeah.
yeah. So shall we call the festivities
Wrap
to
it
a
up.
close?
Yes, let's.
So yes, so don't forget the charity links in the description, charitylinks.page for in case you would like to help out some friends of ours who need some
Because
assistance.
helping people is good.
It sure is. And if you would like to help Dana with her YouTube channel, there are a couple of things you can do. You can go to her YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dana Coldares, and watch her videos and leave comments because you love comments, don't you, Dana?
Yes, I do. I love comments. In fact, I just had a video come out yesterday
Yesterday.
about cell phones in class, which hasn't gotten
Yes.
very many comments. And I'm kind of surprised because,
Yeah.
like, Lord of mercy, he's talking about that all the time.
And
Woo.
you can also go to patreon.com/Dana Coldares if you want to become a patron of
And
Dana's.
listen to me cussing.
That's one of the benefits. You get to watch some patron only videos where Dana says all kinds of nasty, dirty words. She says cuss words.
Swears, guys.
She says swears.
There's swears.
So that's Dana. And those are both linked in the description as well. YouTube.com/Dana Coldares, Patreon.com/Dana Coldares. If you want to help out my channel and support my work, you can go to Patreon.com/Steve Shives to become a patron, or click the join button right here on the YouTube page to become a channel member. Either one is fine. Either one really helps me out and enables me to continue doing this YouTube thing, which I really appreciate. And I'm glad that you all get some use and enjoyment out of my videos. And if you can afford to become a supporter, that would be really great. Next week, we will be back on Deep Space Nine. We will be watching, I believe I mentioned last week, another one of my favorite episodes, Explorers, a great Jake and good.
You have so many favorite episodes.
I do. Though. It's my favorite Star Trek show. So it's a really good Ben and Jake father-son episode. And yeah, I just really like it. So that'll be next week. And then week after next, we will be back to watch episode 2 of North and South. So that's the schedule for the next couple of weeks on Trek Reluctantly. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Yay!
Have a good night. And I will see you on Friday for Ask Away. So if you are a patron or a member and you haven't submitted you want to ask a question ahead of time for Ask Away, you have until Friday to submit your question.
TikTok corn shuckers.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's the not swear version.
Yes, you have to subscribe. You have to become a patron to hear the uncut version.
Yes, indeed. And if you'd like, on Saturday, you can visit me on my channel and hear about things that have been good over the last 2 weeks.
Because you have the Saturday 6 coming up on Saturday. Absolutely. So I will see you Friday. Dana will see you Saturday on her channel, and we will both see you back here next week. So
same Trek time, same Trek channel.
Same Trek channel. Hey. Bye, everybody.